Supriya has become our regular.
Yes. So she's there in the evening, she's there in the morning, she's there in the afternoon. I don't know what
Yes.
she does.
It's gonna be
She's very,
enlightened very
very,
soon.
very dedicated.
Dedicated.
Nice.
What happened? Chirag came, left. Okay, he's back.
Can you
There
hear
you
me?
go. Yes.
Okay, good.
Is that the background or are you really there?
No, I'm everywhere. I'm inside your perception.
Sarvantaryami.
Yeah, Chirag. So you had a question on dharma and all that. So what's your question?
The question about yesterday, was it about endurance
Not
or which one?
endurance. I was saying so that when we were discussing,
Yeah,
if the parents were to abuse the child,
yeah.
right, and the child doesn't have to do anything, so there should be something called dharma and adharma, and you were saying something about that.
Right. Because I think normally, I guess it's complicated because I guess it really depends on your response. I mean, if you can endure it without creating, uh, let's animosity, hatred, and so on, that's one thing. But maybe that's not always the best way, because let's say if you're enduring, but you're creating hatred and animosity, that could also take a long turn. So it's not, I think, yeah, I think it's not very clear to me, because it depends on the capacity of the individual and the dynamics of that situation and so on. It can go many different ways, right? It can go in many different ways.
No, it doesn't work that way. There are only two streams. One is upstream, one is a downstream. In anybody's life, the upstream persons will not have much of raga, dvesha, moha, and downstream people or beings will have more raga, dvesha, moha. So when you see whether it's a whoever it is, right? So you are born in a particular family because it meets the entry criteria. Otherwise, you won't be born in that family. So it's actually you are selecting the parent. This parent is not selecting you. Got the point? The parent is only giving you a place to stay. It's just like I become a guest for you and then I start making myself as a host, which can never happen. So the tenant is a tenant and the owner is the owner. So he owner cannot replace a tenant and tenant cannot replace an owner in all possibilities. So if the tenant is not happy with the house, he can leave the home by all means. But that's a house. You can't do anything now. It's locked for 99 years or 100 years or 50 years or 80 years or whatever number of years. Hold on, Harry. Now, in that house, which is the body, this body is given by mother and father and by food what they're providing. So you don't have a choice, basically. So the dharma here, if at all we want to say, is to help the parent in seeing the truth. That's the max you can do as a dharma person. Meaning, if you are following Buddha Dharma and then you say that, yeah, I have changed. I used to be like this, now I'm like this. And then you teach that to your parent, like what May had shared in that. It says very clearly what you can do. So you can remove stinginess from your parents. You can make them feel comfortable in terms of what is real, what is unreal, and all of that. Whatever is mentioned in that sutta, what May had shared yesterday, what you should be doing for your parent, right? Now, the question comes is that The parents are unreasonable. What I should do? So you have to endure. There's nothing else you can do. Then the question comes, why should I endure? Well, who asked you to take the home? They never asked you, you wanted it. Now I will say, I didn't know. That's not our problem. That's the sutta what we are referring to. The four things is that the entry is unknown, the stay is unknown, the exit is unknown. That's not the parent's problem, right? Why you have chosen that parent is not parent's problem. So if I'm having duccharita at the time of entry, yes, Chirag.
Oh, sorry, I think you had raised his hand before me, but I don't want to disrupt if you are saying something. But I have a question after you finish.
No, so what I'm saying is our entry criteria, if it is sucharita, good character, that means I was a good character in the past. There is all possibility or confirmation, so to say, that you would be born in a good character home. So now there is no chance to fight with the parent on that front because you are good character, they are good character, it makes sense. Whereas I am good character, but my parents are bad character. How did it happen? It happened because at the time of entry, I had bad character, so that met the criteria. But while staying inside the mother's home, it changed into a good character. Then I came out as a good character, but the parents are of bad character, either the mother or father. Then I have to endure it till I grow up. And then I can make a choice of coming out of that family, severing the family, whatever I want to do. Now, the parents are good, the child is bad. How did that happen? It's because at the time of entry, the child was having, or the so called being was having good character. In the staying in the stomach, it had good character. Exit from the stomach, it had good character, but then it developed bad characters and then it became bad. The parents are still good, so the child is bad. Now, what can the parent do? Sever the relationship with the child. That's the only thing they can do. They can't change the child by getting upset at the child. And you can't change the parent. If you are that child who is good, you can't change the parent by becoming upset at them or something like that. Right? So the dharma here is to see what is leading to what. So there is downstream, there is upstream. The downstream means that they are going down into the hell realm. So if I were to fight with such people, in all possibilities I'm following them because the duccharita inside me is going to come out because I'm seeing them because it meets the criteria. So the only thing I can do is to cut it off. So in the Dveda Vitaka Sutta, two kinds of thoughts. Buddha says that I'm not seeing the danger. So when I'm meeting some people whom I know are bad, I should be aware of it, that I might be pulled into it. So it better refrain. Even though I have to meet them, absolutely fine, fair, but refrain. Yes, Hari.
Yeah, it's a related question. I think related to Chirag's question, um, I think of course when you're growing up, you do not have a choice. You should endure, stay with the parent, right? But the question is, after you grown up, let's say 20-year-old, you finish college, to which extent? I mean, of course, you should not cut the relationship, and you should still take care emotionally, financially, somewhat. But to which extent you take care? Like, does it mean you have to live with them in the same roof, or you know, let's say they wish, and but do you?
Let's
So to yeah, that may be slightly debatable. I think in And what
Yeah,
is
so let us
Dhamma?
take some scenarios. Let us take some scenarios. Let's take I have a father who keeps on hitting me for no valid reason. Okay, for everything he gets upset, and when he gets upset, he hits me. I mean, he doesn't have any idea why he hits me, but he gets angry and he hits. Like, he gets frustrated at work and then he comes back and I say something and then he bangs me, right? So, should I hit my father? Answer is no. Then, should I tolerate that? And the answer is yes. Oh, shucks, that's bad. Well, now you have to see it in this way. What's the life of your father? Maximum 100 years. When you're born, he would be 30 years ahead. So the on all possibility that you have to endure this pain for next 30 years till he reaches 60, 65 maximum, then he doesn't have energy to hit anyone, let alone hitting you. So your endurance is 30. But how much pain is he going to take from the time his body breaks up? Immeasurable. So you become compassionate that may this being not undergo this pain, because just by hitting or abusing you for 30 years, he's going to spend a long time in downward spiral. So you would forgive, right? See, Aham Avero home yesterday, myself and Bobby and Marin and Janak, we were doing it. It's not just for recitation. You have to see the downstream and upstream. If you are an upstream person and you see the downstream person, just like a leaf going down in the river, and you're seeing that you couldn't do anything to make that leaf come up, right? So then what you should do? Pray for the well-being of it. Nothing you can do. So it can be a father, it can be a mother, it can be a brother, it can be a sister, it can be anyone, right? So then, at least with parents, you need to endure it, because then they are going to suffer a long time. And you can see it. So the whole Dhamma is you can see it. So if you want, you can put them to some sense, saying that what they're doing is absolutely wrong, and then if they still argue that they're doing it right, okay, but you endure it. Now, should you be in the same roof? Once you get a job, I don't think so you would anyway wouldn't be able to stay in the same roof. Or if you get married, anyway, you're going to separate out. So the question here is, so when the child is born, something 29, 30 or 35, okay, so by the time that person reaches 60, he would have stopped beating maybe by 40s, when the person is in his 25, 28, 30. So the max time you have got bullied by the father or the mother is hardly 15, 20 years max. And then you take care of your parent as a parent, just as a parent, not as my parent. It's just like a parent. So that if there is continuity, you will get good parent, because you have served the parent, so you'll get a good parent, not a divorced parent, not a parent who doesn't care, right? So you have changed it. You have changed from a downstream to the upstream, right? It need not be that you need to be going away by your own act. But if you are away, generally it would be like that. So it's fine. So, but you still come meet, even though they abuse, they talk nonsense, they talk some crazy things, they complain, they backbite, they do this, do that, they don't want to give you property and this, that, or money I'll not give you, etc., etc. Still, you love unconditionally from your side, passing metta to them. That's dharma, because it's a small thing. So you got it such a parent because of a little dirt on the path. It would take time for it to get clean. Now you can't clean it tomorrow itself. right? So better serve them, no matter how bad they are, how pathetic they are. Yes.
Yeah, I think Chirag has a question, but I just a small comment regarding what you just said about serving just as parent. So you're serving them not wishing they will become your parent in some life and be good to you, but you're just overall the karmic energy is with parent as a overall like a as a whole, right? You serving parent meaning I have an intention to serve the parent and hence I have the karmic, you know, result of getting
Exactly.
good parent.
Exactly.
Not specifically with these parents.
No, like in the sutta, what May has said. So she says that it is, even if you carry them on your shoulder, wash their excrement and etc., you can't repay it. Considering that you serve the parent, even though that being who has become your parent is an abusive character, who gets angry, who gets mad, who is judgmental, who is whatever, whatever bad things he or she can have. Okay, that's pardonable. Yes.
Yeah, I think I understand it as a. I think now I'm understanding a little bit better.
Like if I can narrate my own story again, once again, with few minutes, is that when I was in my fifth grade, I told my mother, they used to have a lot of arguments. So it used to be a madhouse for me. So I told my mother, you know what? I feel I don't have any debt for both of you. Okay. I will serve you, but I don't think so. I have any debt. I don't know whether a fifth grader can talk like that. Okay. And I had told her, okay, I don't have any debt. And believe it or not, that's how it has turned up into. I didn't have to take care of my father. He died just at home. I didn't have to do anything except for taking his body to the hospital and then they're pronouncing dead, that he is dead on arrival. And same thing happened with my mom. She fell on the road and she died. I mean, nobody hit her, did anything. She just collapsed on the road early in the morning. And that's it. So, in the case of my father, yesterday I was explaining to my to Bobby and Marin and Janak, is that he got into trouble himself, and then he couldn't take care of it, and then he died. Just 4 days. The problem happened. The 4 days is gone, and and I didn't have to take any care of anything of him. Absolutely nothing. Okay. And in the case of my mother, nothing. So, as a fifth grader, I had said this, and it so worked out well, right? Meaning I didn't have any debt like the contract, right? There's no contract between them and me. But while they were my parent, I never abused them even on any day. Even though they were abusing, they were talking nonsense, they were doing a lot of things, and they were, you know, insulting my wife or whatever it is. And my wife used to ask me, how you can sit like this? I used to say to her, never have a bad attitude with any parent, be it your parent, my parent, shouldn't. Even though I had not read Dhamma at that point in time. Yes. Yeah, yeah, please. Yeah, yeah, Chira.
Yeah, so I think one of the question is, like, I'm trying to think of hierarchy of, let's say, karmic relationships, right? So it seems to be the parent child relationship, that's probably at the top, in terms of debt and so on, karmic debts, let's say. uh, would it be fair to say that in some sense, maybe compared to that, every other relationship is dispensable, or the teacher student relationship comes close? What do you think about this hierarchy of karmic
So the
debts?
first, yeah, it is there in the sutta. So the first debt is for your parents. Nothing you can do about it, right? Because if the body is given, it's given by them, and then only everything else comes. So somebody has welcomed you home, so you have to be grateful to them. There's no two way out of it. I might meet Chirag later. I might meet Aryu later. That gratitude is different. Or I might meet Bobby later, or Supriya later, or Shreyas later. That all comes later. Later, right? Later in life. But who has given me shelter? Who is given the breast feeding? If that was not given, and that's it, there's nothing more to it. So the mother has given the place to stay, and every woman is doing that per se. Yes,
Yeah, so between the mother and father, I think Buddha always used to put
mother,
mata first, right? So
mother.
which means mother is foremost even between these two,
Yes,
because
because three reasons. One, she cuts herself, right? What do you mean cutting herself? Now her food is cut into half. Whatever she takes, half of the food will be given to the child, and she would always worry about the child, right? The first thing, if I cried, so don't feel bad. Second is that she's given a place to stay without judgment. I don't know who this person has come. She could have thrown me out, but she's given in the place. And the third one, she gives the first food after coming out. So whether it is Supriya or it is any woman, they just do the same. So every woman, every girl is a mother, and that's it. So there's no sex to it. There is no anything to it. So it doesn't matter. So how can I then abuse a mother in whichever way? It's not possible. Even if the mother has hatredness. But as a child, I can't. A simple three reasons. She's cutting her food. Which idiot will do that? And she's given a place. If she were not give a place and not take the pain, see, the labor pain is not an easy thing. She takes the pain for the child. And whatever said and done, she takes care of the child forever. Yes, sir.
yeah, and I think this view of the the child, the children choosing the parent is a very important one, because it's
Yeah.
contrary to many beliefs, right? Because the parents tends to feel responsible and they think, oh, I have to take care. We choose to have him and all that, which is partially true, but the kids take that view and think, oh, it's taking for granted. You shouldn't have had me. I mean, if you have gave me life, you should take care, right? Then it turned the completely other way, right? And this worldly, general view of these days, I mean, they don't feel so much responsible because, they thought it's that's when it's dangerous to take it for granted. It easily
Yeah.
become that way.
Yeah. So in our group, right, present, we have only one woman sitting here. So the question comes whether she wanted the child or child wanted her. And the answer is the child wanted it rather than she wanting it. Meaning she wanted to have a child, but the choice of choosing is not with the mother, but the choice of choosing is with the child to be, the to be child, which is taken on tenancy basis. So she has welcomed a tenant, not really checking out whether the tenant is suitable or not, right? and then the bond starts. So when it comes out of the body, that owner now thinks this child, this tenant, is hers, and she gives everything. It's just crazy, but that's true. So while my mother was saying to me that I'll not give a single money to you, all I said her is that you can give this also to my younger brother. I never fought with her that how can you say this? I said, okay, it's your choice. I told her also, whether you give me or not give me, it is my responsibility to take care of you. It doesn't matter whether you give, you don't give, you don't give property, you don't give me property. It doesn't matter because you already given me a property, right? You have given me your body. What else property can you give me? That's it. Over. So why should I fight with my mother? Now I have wife and mother. Whom should I support? It's the mother, not the wife. Sorry. Very straight. Why? She's given the body, man. So I can't be abusive to the mother. Why? Ariu, if you see in Patna when we were coming back, where you cried in the airport, what made you cry? You saw the child homeless, helpless on the road. I don't want to be born like that. We both saw it, and Trace also was there sitting in the car. We saw it. Now today you are in the States, you are enjoying your life. What if you're born like that? Just a matter of days and it's gone. We can't take it for granted that we'll be having riches and this and that. So we can't be abusing the mother. Not at all. Unmarried, married, girl, female, whatever. Abusing is disallowed. Doesn't matter. So the sexual way of looking at any female is disallowed. The reason being they just give you everything of theirs. So we can't be abusive. Now that applies to the wife also. That when I'm with my wife, I can't abuse her because she's another mother. Now I can have a difference of opinion between this mother and that mother, but I need to always take care of this mother who has given the body. This mother has not given the body, but she's going to give a body to somebody else. That's fair. But then if an argument were to be there between whom should I take care, between the wife and the mother, I should side with the mother. Then the question comes, we can't stay together. Fair game. It's a fair game, right? So you stay separately, but take care of your mother. You can't cut the link with your mother. You might cut a link with your father to some extent, but with your mother you can't. You cannot. Even though she doesn't make any sense, even though she's abusive, even though she hits you, she does a lot of things. Don't retaliate with your mother. Never. Because you have taken the first food from her after coming out. Nothing you can do. Nothing any one of sitting here can do. Even though Supriya is a woman and she has a mother, so she can't be abusive to her own mother. That's strange of life, but what to do? So we can't do anything. Yes, Chirag.
No, I was just thinking about a couple of things. I think, first of all, it's a very interesting counterintuitive point that most people have this understanding that your parents choose you, you didn't choose to be with your parents, but not actually true when you think about it. Okay, so also let's say second thing, let's say on a scale of 0 to 100, maybe with your mother your karmic debt is like 100, maybe with your father like 70 or 80. I was just wondering, in relative degree, if we can sort of try to understand who are the people who come next, and what is the degree of karmic debt.
Okay, then the next is aunt.
Oh, okay.
Aunt.
Interesting.
That is mother's sister. Okay.
So
See,
mother, father, and aunt. Third one is
mother,
uncle.
sister, mother, elder sister, younger sister, whatever it is, right? And then the uncles, that is the father side, uncles, whoever has taken care of you. The best way to put it is, during your growing years, whoever has taken care of you, of whether you're done shit or you're done urine and you were sick, they taken care and all of that till you were to some level able to go to school, they pick you up, they drop, and blah 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 till you are able to stand on your own legs. Whoever has come in your life, including friends. So the first relationship is the mother side in the initial years, because they would have taken care. Like, if I take my wife, uh, her mother has taken care of my son. So I tell my son, don't be abusive with your grandmother. Not possible. You can't be. Even though she makes no sense, some of her talks are bullshit. But yet, you can't, because that lady has not slept for 6 months. Because my son never used to sleep in the night. Never. A single day has not slept. So, this mother, that is my wife's mother, which or my mother-in-law, even though who doesn't make any sense in what she speaks, but she has stayed awake for 6 months in the night. She sacrificed for this grandson. What to do? He has to complete the debt. That's a debt. Yes, Harry.
Yeah, I was reminded of my son's comment because he recently went to Toronto to visit the grandmothers and fathers. I think he's grown very much. Now he prefers to play with the males, the grandpa, and the grandma still want to cuddle and do all those things with him. But they were very close when they were young. The grandma took care a lot, right? So I asked her, do you want to play with the grandma? He's like, I don't care about her anymore, right? But he said he still want to play with me, so I just do it not to make her feel bad. He said it like that. It's funny that he's
Yeah,
just doing it.
yeah, yeah. So we can't be abusive. Like my son argues with her, I say that no, arguments are not allowed with your grandmother. No arguments. He says, isn't it wrong? I said, it's right. Because she has taken care of you. Nothing you can do. If she has not taken care of you, also nothing you can do. See, this is a very complicated life. See, you have to get out without touching anything, right? It's like, everything has a price to be paid. So you are in this place where everything is you touch is pricey. So you have to be careful not to break it and then, oh my God, now again you have to come back to repay it. So just be far away, leave it, don't touch anyone, and say, okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Just walk away.
It's like going to a store, and in the store there's like some policy that if you touch something you buy it. So
Yes, absolutely.
anything you think that's interesting, you touch it, but then you have to take care of it, take care of the
Yeah,
debt.
the moment you touch it, they will bill it, and that's it, over.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we are up to here. Even if it is a friend. Yes, go ahead, Harry.
Or even it's non-human, right? It's food. Like some people just waste food.
Yes,
That's the most silly thing you can do, right? If you
yes,
disrespect
because
food.
nothing comes for free. You have to repay it through your blood. As simple as that. There's nothing anybody can do. You have to repay it
Repay
through
what through
blood.
the blood?
Pardon?
Repay what through the blood?
The repayment option is only through the blood. You have to serve. You have to serve to someone. Whether it can be an employer, can be this, can be that, and this, that. You have to bend and do something, right? You can't just sit and enjoy. Not possible. You have to burn your fingers for everything. It's a mad, mad world. Yes, Chirag.
What about the teacher? I thought in Indian tradition, like sometimes the teacher is the foremost person you have a debt to.
Now I come to that section. Now I come to that section. Now, on equal footing, the parents are the first teacher, the second teacher is outside teacher, right? Now you can't be abusive to the teacher because he's teaching you. Without he teaching you or she teaching you, nothing you can learn anyway. So you have to be very grateful to your teacher. See, it's all about gratefulness and kindness. In that sutta, what May had shared, it's all talks about that only. Gratefulness and kindness. Gratefulness, kindness. You be kind, you be grateful. You be kind, you be grateful. Right. So I'll just give you another example, Chirag, to make it more obvious. Now, Aryu is following me as a teacher. That's what he feels, right, in his heart. Some people might not have taken me as their teacher. Still, they have a debt to pay. But if somebody takes me as a teacher, has a more debt to pay than not that way, right? Now, Aryu wanted to donate a laptop. So the question I'd asked him is, are you giving it to Dhamma or are you giving it to me? If you give it to me, I become debted to Aryu. If he donates to Dhamma, then I am indebted. I am out of the debt. So the amount what Aryu has spent on the laptop is completely for Dhamma. It's got nothing to do with me. Meaning, one second, Aryu, that laptop can be given to anyone now. I can give it to Chirag, I can give it to Supriya, I can give it to Bobby, I can give it to Shreyas, I can give it to anyone because it's Dhamma laptop, it's not my laptop. So to that extent, there is repayment. Yes, Aryu.
Yeah, so since you mentioned this, it brings a question because, I mean, of course, when you share Dhamma with me, you meant to share Dhamma. You don't try to, make it personal or anything, right? But you do spend a lot of, let's say, personal effort on that to me, right? Even with question that's, related to life and all that. Of course, the ultimate goal is Dhamma, but there's a lot of personal endeavors or, help. So how much of my debt to you is with regard to Dhamma or versus regard personally? Because when I donate the laptop, I'm only doing for Dhamma. But do I also have a personal debt in that sense I should repay? Um,
Yes, you can repay. You can take whatever you want personally, and
okay, so both are there. Both components are there.
both
It
both
depends.
components are there. But Dhamma is higher than the personal
Okay.
thing, the worldly
Yeah.
things.
So it's not like you cannot take things from me personal as well. You
No,
can
no.
you can
If I
take
if
yeah.
I if I'm doing a personal help to you, I can charge for that. But for Dhamma, I can't charge it. Then if you're giving it to me, I need to be clear whether you're giving it to me as a person or you're giving it to me as a teacher on Dhamma. If I'm a teacher of Dhamma, it goes to the Dhamma, not to me, because a teacher cannot be compensated except for practice what the student is doing. Let's go ahead.
Okay, I guess then let's say what we talk about, 80% is Dhamma, let's say. But 20% you help me, figure out some technical issues and all these. So I guess there's different buckets
Yes,
potentially,
yes, absolutely,
potentially,
absolutely,
and there's some personal
absolutely.
favors I'm doing, right?
Yeah, because I'll tell you how and why. Now, to gain some knowledge on technology or whatever, including life skills, management, and blah, 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 I have paid and learned it. So it's fair for me to charge for it, or it is fair for you to pay whatever you want to pay instead of I charging for it. When it comes to Dhamma, Buddha never charges. So you can't charge, or rather, I can't charge. So all the time I'm spending on Dhamma, I can't say that, look, you know what, I'm spending 5 hours on you. No, you spend 50 hours on the person. Doesn't matter. Like Supriya calls me so many number of times. I can't cut the call. I have to call back because it's on Dhamma. She is not talking anything to me other than Dhamma, like Bobby, like Shreyas, like anyone, right? So I have to be very clear because it becomes debt for me. I'm holding on to the debt. Yes, Aryu.
Yeah, then okay. I'll ask this one now, Chirag. You can ask.
Yeah, Chirag, go ahead.
Okay, so I think I sort of asked my question, but I think what I wanted to ask was this. But the thing is, okay, let me think what I was trying to ask. So there are a couple of things here. First thing is when you're teaching Dhamma and you're charging for it, I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing because I mean it may not be the highest thing, but you're still teaching, right? So I mean, if you think that there's an exchange,
No,
no,
no, no, not valid.
okay, why is that?
It's like this. What is Dhamma? Dhamma is for liberation, letting go of everything, right? If you want to let go of everything, how can you charge for it?
No, I mean you're not letting go of. But the thing, I mean, I can see what people are saying. Oh, these teachings are universal. But the thing is, you're making an effort to teach it to someone, right? I'm not saying whether you should charge something or you shouldn't charge something, but I'm trying to understand. Let's say if there's some person who has no other way to live his livelihood except for teaching dhamma, and you might say maybe that person should just take donation and not charge for it, but maybe he needs to charge it to run his own and so on. Yeah, it's not very clear. I think it really depends on the intention. Let's say if I were to go back to it, I think it always depends on the intention to do a certain activity. Why you're charging money. Maybe you're charging money not for your own self-interest, but maybe you just need to do it to sustain your living and so on. So
Agreed. 100% agreed, Chirag. So let me give you a contrary thing to that. I'm teaching it to you, and you say, I want to pay you $100 an hour. It's your thing. It's not mine. I never charged $100. You want to give $100. Let's say Aryu will say, I'll pay only $10. Or Aryu might say, I'll pay $1,000 because it's helping me a lot. I want to pay him $1,000. Okay, pay $1,000. And Bobby might say, I don't think so. I need to pay him anything. Okay, don't pay him anything. Right? Now, as against that, I will say per hour charges 1,000. Yes, Bobby.
No, see, Buddha says, see, like when you practice Dhamma, then that is how you respect Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So that is the highest gift you can pay to your teacher, right? You practice like what he says and live according to Dhamma. So then, what is that? Dhammam. What is it? It says
Dhamma ave rakshati dhammachari.
no, that is one thing. You do puja to Buddha by practicing Dhamma. You put puja to Dhamma by practicing Dhamma, and puja to there is a Pali sentence. Goenkaji used to chant every day morning.
Okay.
Dhamma. Okay, I'll just tell you that.
Yeah, sure. So Chirag, the shortest answer to that question is the teacher should not charge on Dhamma. The student can give whatever they want to give, considering that the person is a lay follower. Because he has a family or she has a family, just to take care of the family, they can do whatever that is required to be given. Like, I'll just give an example. Shreyas, as an example, he just comes home, brings some fruits, and then he gives. I never say no to it. And I don't say that, hey, Shreyas, it's horrible, man. Every time you bring fruits, why don't you give me 10,000 rupees? I could do that. I could say, see, he's paying fruits 1,000 rupees, let's say, and then I say, why 1,000 rupees on fruits? You just give me 1,000 rupees. That is not allowed. That I can't do. But you can do what you want, because It's up to the student to feel that they have got dhamma, so they want to compensate the teacher for something. They can come to house and help the teacher. They can do whatever they want. They can serve the teacher. They can do this, do that, pay money, uh, bring some provisions, food, share the, let's say, bed sheets and clothing material and whatever you think you want to do, you can do. Yeah, Chira, go ahead.
Also, I would say, I think just because you have, maybe taken something from a student doesn't mean it's yours. Let's say, I mean, if you think about the entire world, right? Just like free air, free water, like, it's not like someone is, we're buying it from someone. It's available to us. And, so in that sense, like all these things, let's say friendships and, guidance and so on, it comes and goes. So as long as you don't think it's your own property, that you possess it, I think it's probably okay. You can take it, but that doesn't mean you think it's yours. You can give it to someone else. So unless I don't know, the way I'm thinking about this is, unless you take possession of a certain object in your mind, it has not become yours. Or I don't know if you have ever taken a debt.
No, that's what is the problem, Chirag. At a Sakadagami level, your possession goes away, your possessiveness goes away. Let's say the teacher is just a sotapanna. By he charging something on Dhamma, he gets attached to it. So
Hmm.
then he can't see how to lose the possession. See, when a person is on the path, that's the reason Buddha says a sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami should not teach. But now it has changed, including I teaching is not valid. Reason
Wait,
being,
Sotapanna, Sakadgami, Anagami should not teach.
because
Okay,
they're sector, they're still learning, they are not crossed.
they
So
might
how
corrupt. Okay, I see.
they are liable to be corrupted.
Hmm.
See, an example I could give is now Aryo has gifted or not. See, gifted is a wrong word. Gifted means it's person. Donated makes a different thing, right? So if I say it is gifted to me, that means Aryo has gifted MacBook Pro to me, right? So don't I feel proud about it? And that will come automatically. It will come, as opposed to Aryo has donated it to the Sangha, which also includes a teacher. So tomorrow that laptop can be used by anyone in our community, in our communities. Anybody can use it. Even Aryu can use it. Chirag, you can use it. Anybody can use it. Yes, go ahead.
But I guess anagami or sakadagami upward, since it loses the possession orientation, then you are not liable to be corrupted in this particular way, right? You're not liable
Exactly.
to be corrupted by this
Yes.
possession.
Yes.
But a
Yes.
sotapanna, let's say some students are gifting, he may feel proud. Look at my student, he's gifting, this
Yes.
is
So he
and
he gets caught up in that.
yeah.
So to ensure that the person is not caught up, it's better that he is clear in his mind that any gifting or any donation done is to the sangha, not to him, so he can absolve it. Whereas, like you rightly said, Aryu, is that if I'm helping you 20%, 30% on personal things, then you can gift whatever you want personally. That doesn't come under dhamma. But even then, I shouldn't be asking it. That's the best thing, because I'm not corrupting myself. See, let's take this example, Aryu. I'm coming to the US and then I say, hey, for all that I've helped you, okay, why don't you get me an iPhone 17? It looks so rude, actually. Is it a very good uh, request? You say, but you can't say anything, right? Because let's say you say, Vilas, you can ask whatever you want and say, Aryu, I think iPhone 17, you can get it for me. Say, okay. Now you will withdraw. This one I know, Bobby, that Buddham Pujemi, Sangam Pujemi, that's correct. Dhammanu Dhammanu Pattiya, that's correct. So how is that related, Bobby?
Trying to say is that the highest gift to a teacher is by walking on the path.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to say. I know this is at a different context, but what I'm saying, you'll not feel like too much guilty that how you repay and everything if you really practice Dhamma.
See, as far as Dhamma is concerned, yo mam pasati, so Dhammam pasati. Yo Dhammam pasati, so Pati Samutpadam pasati. So we have to be very clear on what we are doing on the teachers who are teaching Buddha Dhamma. They cannot charge. Simple. Lay or monk, same rule. Okay. Now, because Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya is that you are going to follow the Dhamma, and the teacher should find benefit, joy in the student progress than his own progress, because he's teaching because he's seen it. If he himself has not worked out, it makes no sense for him to teach another person, because he is teaching nothing. He's teaching all the obstacles whatever he has to another person, which will create more obstacle to that person anyway. So Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya Pujemi is that I will regard that's the highest is what I'm thinking when I'm doing that. So if I'm doing puja to Buddha Dhamma Sangha, the highest of that is Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya. Dhamma is Dhamma, Anu means in accordance to. Okay. Dhamma, second Dhamma is following it. So whatever the 5 precepts or 8 precepts or 10 precepts I've taken, however the samadhi has to be established, however the panya has to be got, the teacher has experienced it and he can teach exactly what he has done. And the student goes back and say to the teacher, what you taught me, I'm getting exactly the same. Thank you so much. And then the teacher also says, very good, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That's all. Over. The transaction is done. Okay. Now, student comes back saying that teacher, you don't have any other way or resource for you. So here is a 10 kg rice bag from my side. Please accept. Okay, 10 kg rice bag, or some wheat, or some this, or some house, or some comforts like maybe some bedding or this or that or whatever it is, and the teacher would say, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. It can be money, it can be this, it can be that, it doesn't matter, because all is going to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, not to him. Even though that teacher is teaching Buddha teachings, because Dhamma has no cost. You are helping everyone to cross over the river, not jump into the river yourself. So, and hence you can't be corrupted. Right. So, every is.
No,
Yes.
sorry, and teacher also is gained definitely, like he's gained much of confidence in Dhamma, that he's he knows that Dhamma is taking care of him. He has highest confidence in that. So it is students definitely do that for their benefit. They think that this Dhamma has given me a lot. That I have changed. I have become really a changed person because of Dhamma. So it is you do this act of generous act to your teacher or anybody in Dhamma, so that that this action is helping myself, rather than the teacher. Teacher, okay, it's an act of generosity, or this one, but this act itself is helping me to grow in Dhamma. So
No, wait a second. So, I will ask you a counter question. The three of you sitting here have contributed.
hmm.
Did you contribute to me or did you contribute to this Dhamma?
No, like I was feeling that, definitely when I was discussing that, I was feeling that personally, that, in future, even I like, come there, or that is not the thing, under, because I was so inspired by the way you teach and the way you selflessly share Dhamma. And in future, many people might get it like me, So whenever anybody is getting, automatically it benefits me because I feel joy about it and I feel happy about it. And that itself is helps me in progress in Dhamma. So this is the thinking I have when it came. And it is not that, okay, I personally, this because that personality view itself has to be gone, right? Then only you are progressing.
Right.
So that's how I connect it. So it is overall, it is a benefit for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You have done for Sangha.
yeah, correct.
You're not done for me.
No,
Okay.
it is
So now,
many people. I don't even know who all will benefit in future.
yes. So
Yeah,
that's exactly what you've done. Same thing with Ariu. Same thing with Chirag. If I had come as an individual, would you have still done it? And the answer is no.
no, no, because
Yeah.
it is definitely the how profoundly you are sharing the teachings of the Buddha, and with all similes and suttas and everything. That and how, like, you are consistent of saying that whenever somebody calls, I am available. Like, and you take a lot of initiative in sharing Dhamma. It's a very very rare quality. So that quality is inspired me, not as an individual. And this
Exactly.
quality is definitely, I've seen in all many Dhamma teachers, or Buddha himself. So this is the quality, like, it is the quality actually. It is
Yeah.
so quality is actually Dhamma. So it is not the person. Yeah, definitely not.
Exactly. So then the person becomes a good character. So you want the good character to continue, and hence you have donated something. You didn't donate to the person, right? And that's exactly what I'm meaning. So the teacher can't charge it because it becomes a bad character. Duccharita. See, everybody can see it. If there's a benefit happening there, it forces you to do something. You can't keep it. So it automatically opens up. Yes, Aryu, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was just imagining the case. Let's say some teacher was helping someone for a good amount of time, year or 2 year, 3 year, and then like the example you were giving, right? Even like it seemed pretty selfish during that time, but let's say one time this teacher asked, for all this help, like you said, you can at least buy me a phone, right? Then I think the student may not, you know, if a student is still premature, he may not discern exactly, but he will feel pretty weird. Even a tiny bit of asking, then it immediately the whole thing turned to a trade, right? It was giving, it was helping. Then immediately it started to feel like a trade. So all the faith will like immediately gone down. Like even just a small little bit of asking.
Yeah.
Yes. So even though, like you said, that 20% of my time I'm spending on your personal thing, and while in the US, I say, Ariu, so we are at the Apple store, so why don't you get me an iPhone 17? It really icks you off, even though you might not show it. But there's a little of resentment.
Yeah, the spark of doubt has come,
Yes.
Oh, it like, oh my God, this is
Even
not what. Yeah, you might think about that later or later on. Whenever that type of things comes in future, oh, this, oh, maybe he's, I'm not convinced that,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So this will come back again and again.
So I have sown a seed of resentment, right?
Doubt, yeah,
Yeah. Why? I could go and buy an iPhone 17 myself. If it makes sense, I can buy it myself. Why should I ask? But and then I will say, Ari, you know what? That day, one day, you remember when we were having these discussions, you said 20% of the time you're spending is my personal. And you would say, why I have to pay $1,000+ worth of a phone and what he's going to do? So all of this is being added on you. So now the Dhamma will suffer. I might still get an iPhone from you, but you feel so withdrawn, right? And what? How does it help? Helps nothing, right? And then you would feel you should have told me from the beginning that for every personal thing I'm going to charge $50 or $100, or depending upon the case, I would charge you. Right? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, it's not like you cannot suggest, because I mean, but in my mind, it's clear it's a donation to Dhamma, not as a personal gift, right? Because sometimes you say, oh,
Correct.
it's this and it's that, and you can buy this. But I don't take it that way, because I know you're not asking a personal gift, but as a donation.
For that reason, Aryu, I don't think when I spend time with people that this is personal time and this is Dhamma time. For me, everything is Dhamma. So if they were helping person personally or professionally or whatever, I'm just doing my service.
Yeah.
There's no charge for service. If they feel they have to give me something, it's okay. But I myself is not going to ask anyone, irrespective. It can be divided as personal time and Dhamma time. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Because it's going to spoil the Dhamma in a way in that person. No need. Yes.
Yeah.
Whoever. Now, Bobby is also wanting to speak. Yes.
No, no. No, I didn't know. I'm just approving it.
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if you're done, I have a slight change of question.
Yes.
Are you done? But like, let's say I'm helping someone, right? I'm helping someone, and these people are in China, and they cannot repay me, and there's no way for them to repay me right now. So they'll say, "I'll buy things for your mom, so my mom's getting these, this and
Done.
that." So,
Done.
but he's getting a lot, and he's helping him with Chinese medicine, this and that, and but my mom feel like she's in debt because she doesn't feel like she deserves, right? So the question is, to which extent I can put my mom in debt if, let's say they want to give something.
No, for a mother, normally there's no debt unless she feels it's a debt because she for the benefit what she's getting on the sorry they are getting from Dhamma, they are taking care of the mother. Since you are not able to take care of the mother, so they are taking care of the mother in your absence, which makes more sense. So it might not add up to the debt, to their debt, because they are doing it out of compassion towards you, not towards anything. I mean, as a repayment towards you.
And then, yeah, I am asking them. My mom would not be taking much debt, right? I mean, it's her karma, vipaka. Anyways, she's getting these, but uh, uh,
No, no, no. It's like this. The reason why she's getting it because you can't get it directly. So what they have done is that they have found out that your mother anyway, so she's old and require a lot of things. Instead of gifting it to you, they give to your mother, and anyway you are debted to your mother. So you are. It's like they serving your mother as though you are serving her. So it makes sense that way.
it's not exactly like the donation to Dhamma in this case. It's more of
No,
a personal than. Okay.
that's right. But it's still fair enough. Yeah, Chirag, you had something.
Yeah, I think I had something, but I sort of forgot. But I think let's say in terms of exchange, right? If you are let's say if a teacher is giving dhamma to a student, I mean obviously the teacher wouldn't be in karmic debt, because like he's doing it out of let's say goodwill and wanting the student to be able to cross the river. But I think there is still karmic debt that's imposed on the student though.
No, no, no. It's like this. So let's be very clear.
Okay.
Like what he sent that message, Dhamma no Dhamma Patipatti. If that's on Dhamma, then you follow. And you reach the final destination because Dhamma per se is nature. There's no cost on nature of things, the things as they really are, right? Hold on for a second, Chirag. So now you learn something from the teacher. Okay, you can afford something. Whatever you can afford, set a quarter or half or whatever portion, one third portion or whatever that is, and then you feel comfortable. Yeah, this is what I want to do to my teacher who's teaching me Dhamma. Can be anything as the student's choice. What does the teacher has to say on that? The teacher has no say because he's indebted himself and the student is also indebted himself by doing something to the dhamma or to the teacher or the community or whatever that is. So there ends the matter. So it's just like I teach something and then you feel inspired and then you say that, okay, I need to do something, and you do it, whatever that can be. It's donation. So the dana is the highest virtue. So you are just doing the highest virtuous thing is to give up. Yes, go ahead, Adu.
Yeah, I think I now understand it a little bit better. So, because the teacher is teaching because he has Dhamma, right? So it's his nature to teach, right? His
Yes,
nature to share. So the teacher's teaching is almost like nature's teaching you, right? The nature
exactly,
wants to help. Whoever wants Dhamma, the nature will help you get Dhamma. As
correct.
long as you don't take this Dhamma and say, oh, it's my Dhamma now, let me put a price tag, you're not in debt to anything. You're taking it from nature. As if you go along with the nature, you're not in debt.
Like in the case of an arhat, what does Buddha says? Like the raft example, what he gives. Are you holding the raft to carry it along with you, or keep the raft for others to cross? So you keep the raft for others to cross. You don't carry the raft along with you after crossing. In the same way, a teacher who is on Dhamma should see Dhamma as Dhamma, not his Dhamma or my Dhamma or whatever that is. So Dhamma is irrespective of person there or not there, it's going to be there. It's got nothing to do with you or me or anyone. So no claim can be made on Dhamma. So when no claim can be made on Dhamma, you can't charge because it's no claim. So how
I
can,
think
yes,
I will add to it. Like in other old traditions, except Buddha's teaching, so far I know, like they all keep this money tag to, Christian or other things, or even I've shown everything have a feast or something. Wherever I go, most of the places in Buddha's teaching, this is not there. So this is a wonderful example shown by Buddha. So now what I was trying to say is that when your teacher shows that example, that this is how Dhamma has to be shared and this is the standard. Now when you reach that type of state, when you are in a position to share Dhamma to others, you also do the same thing. So then many people will get Dhamma. So it is very simple that when you practice and gain that type of wisdom, then you can also share Dhamma to others, selflessly, like, without expecting, because you will naturally do that, I believe, because you are in that type of state of mind. So you don't expect anything, Dhamma will protect you anyway. You have that confidence.
no, that's the reason. That's the reason it said Dhamma Have Rakshati Dhammachari.
Yeah,
Right. So that comment is made for that reason,
yeah,
meaning Dhamma Have Rakshati.
yeah.
It's
in,
sure.
in your example also, you always say it's about quitting the job, and even taking the tenants out of that house, and then so maybe you have that lot of confidence that Dhamma will protect. So I think if somebody doesn't have, see, Buddha, when he renounced his kingdom, what he was, I don't know what he was thinking about. He just went outside and he left, and then he was living in the forest for 6 years, and how he was protected, all the security of his house he was renounced, and then he all this royal comforts, everything he renounced. So he's our teacher, the main teacher. So he's shown such a great example, and how then Buddha's teaching is spread, and from that five ascetics to an entire big empire he has created at his lifetime. How many followers, how much, that whole area. So I think Dhamma has this power to do that. So
Exactly. So we don't have to charge. We don't have to ask anything. Maybe Bobby, you can just mute it. It's echoing. So the basic thing what we need to understand in this context is that somebody showing light to you, which is Dhamma, don't have to do anything. I mean, that person shouldn't be doing anything that will make the light go away. Simple. Because he is adding defilements. And if you add defilement, he's moving the defilements to the student also, basically. So the more defilements are not there in the teacher, it's better he does what he's supposed to do and share the Dhamma. If the student so desires that we need to do something, he can do. So the parent and the teacher, they both stand almost like this, same level. So the parents are the first teacher, and this is the second teacher. So now you have to be grateful, filled with gratitude, whatever you want to use those words to the teacher. Like in the case of Anguli Mala, his teacher got influenced by some of the students, and he gave a task which made him a serial killer. And he was doing it only for his teacher. All the 1,000 fingers were for his teacher because he wanted that garland of fingers. And hence he was named Anguli Mala. Anguli is finger. So string of where it is beads of fingers, 1,000. The Buddha explained to him that that's not required. And he was doing it for his teacher. He was not a killer. He was doing it only to give it to his teacher to prove that he is an obedient student and he never did anything wrong in his life. In fact, his name is Ahimsaka, one who will not cause injury to anything. Right? And hence Angulimala could become an arhat. Yes, all the bad karma go to the teacher. So teacher giving an assignment to the student which will make him bad will make teacher also bad. So there are a lot of cases, like in the case of Sanjay Belatiputta and all that, you can see a huge list when they became corrupted. So taking something in the pretext of Dhamma, lay or monk, is disallowed. Simple. Like, I'm quitting the job next year. I should think it over whether I can sustain my living forever. If I feel I can't, it's better I continue working and share Dhamma, what I'm sharing today. But having decided that I want to completely dedicate myself on Dhamma, that means I know the implications of it. Right? Tomorrow I might not have any one of you. And then I can't blame, oh shit, what happened, this happened, that happened, and all that. No, sorry. So it's my thinking, or it's my decision to quit the job forever. Are you willing to take that? And if yes, can't blame anyone in this. Yes, Ari.
But let's say you don't have any savings, and I say you're the teacher, you can resign. I will take care, and it's fair. It's fair, right?
Fair.
And having the confidence on my support, you can do the action. That's also
Fair.
fair.
Fair. Fair. But I can't still ask you money. Or whatever.
No,
whatever you take care,
It's
right?
about
Whatever you
sustenance, right? It's about sustenance, and then everything you
Yes.
ask for should be for Dhamma's use.
Exactly. So whether you take care, I take care, I have money and I take care of myself is one way. I don't have any money and you take care of it is another way, or anybody taking care of me is another way. But I can't say that I quit the job for you. No, not like that. Or I can't say I quit the job for Dhamma. Dhamma, irrespective of quitting the job, anyway you have to follow it. It's not I just do some trading, for Dhamma I quit the job. Is it really? How does that work? Even otherwise, I have to follow the Dhamma. Whether I quit the job, I don't quit the job, how does it matter? So, job has not got nothing to do with Dhamma. Earning money legitimately has got nothing to do with Dhamma, but that is Dhamma anyway. Yes.
But for the opportunity of potentially sharing Dhamma with more, can be a ground for quitting.
Exactly. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
That
sense.
makes sense. That makes sense. That I would like to dedicate my whole life for Dhamma. That makes sense. Rather than a statement saying that, you know what, I quit the job for Dhamma. Are you in your senses? And when you make this statement, is this thing what somebody should ask me? Are you sure that what you're saying is true? Is that what I've heard about you? Because that's wrong. You didn't quit job for Dhamma, because even on job you should do Dhamma. So you can't say these two are two separate things. Yes, go ahead.
But I guess you could say Buddha quit his life for Dhamma because he has yet to find it, so he need the investment.
No, you're teaching Dhamma. See, there's a huge difference between Buddha and the speaker. Buddha left everything in search of Dhamma, but you are doing everything learning Dhamma and teaching. So you are in much worse position than Buddha. Or I am in a worse position than in Buddha. So I can't make a comment that I quit the job for Dhamma. I can only say that I was teaching Dhamma, and since I was finding it tough to manage both, I took a decision to quit the job so that I can fully dedicate on Dhamma, which is the truth. So it makes sense. So it doesn't matter whether somebody takes care of me, doesn't take care of me, I take care of myself, or whatever combinations, it's fine. It's fair. Yes.
I think to simplify, you're saying you should not say I quit the job so to practice Dhamma, because Dhamma should be practiced to gain Dhamma. You should not.
Irrespective of it.
Yeah,
Irrespective
you
of
should
it.
not
Yeah.
do that, right? But
Yes.
to teach is a different thing, because that required the time and resource.
Yes, Chirag.
Yeah, but I don't think it's necessarily true, right? I mean, to be very idealistic, one might claim, oh, but you should be able to, practice them, no matter what condition or what situation you're in. But I think for a layperson, for many people who are starting to practice or are intermediate practitioners, I think obviously, under certain circumstances, it would be easier to do so, compared to, let's say, having a family life, having a lot of children, and so on. So I I'm not sure, because ultimately I think the goal is to be like cross the river, right? And there are certain conditions and certain situations which will make it easier for you to do so. If that makes
So
sense.
I didn't understand fully, but anyway, see, the thing is like this, Chirag. If it's a teacher, since the question is about teacher, if it is a teacher, he has thought about everything. Now, he can't play around being a teacher. Simple. If it's a student, it's a different issue altogether. So the student has a choice, but a teacher doesn't have a choice. The teacher is supposed to show how did he do it, and that's all about it. It's just like an organization, a company, and you're an architect. You have been hired as an architect because you know the technology. Now you can't say I don't know anything, but I'm still an architect. That looks absurd, right? Because the team is watching you how you're going to do it. If you're the architect, or if you're a lead developer, or whatever it is, so then you are supposed to demonstrate how this technology works, and everybody's watching. Okay, show me how to do it. So if I have taken a role of a teacher on Dhamma, I don't have anything to say other than showing how I do Dhamma in my real life. And that's all. So if I talk something and do something else, that means it doesn't add up.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be funny if someone's hired for the CTO, and then he said I need to take 6 months off to go to take a course, to get my degree, so I can be a better CTO.
Yes. So in the same way, Chirag, the thing is, we are giving an equal footing to both the parents and teacher. So if somebody has to have gratitude, see, in the case of parent, they are given the food, so I have to be gratitude. In the case of a teacher, I have a gratitude is because he is helping me to cross over from a dirty place to a good place. If the teacher were to charge, he's exactly doing what the dirty place is all about, which is filled with raga, dvesha, moha. So if you pay me $100 and Ariu pays me $1,000, I would ignore you who is paying $100, and I will appreciate this Ariu who is paying $1,000. And in the case of Supriya, she might not even pay me anything, let's say. And I say that this Dhamma is not for you. Looks strange. Why she should pay me? Oh, for that matter, why Ariu should pay me? Why you should pay me? Not required. If you think you want to pay, you pay. You don't want to pay, you don't pay. It shouldn't be a transaction mode, because in a parent and a child relationship, is there a transaction mode? And the answer is no. Even though the parent might be transaction oriented, but the child should know that he's serving the parent, because the parent has given the body, the parent has given a place. And like I said, every woman gives three things, and that's uncompensatory. You can't compensate it at all, out of question. Whether she's a girl or she's a woman, married, unmarried, whatever it is, all are same. All are would be mothers, or are they mothers already. So I shouldn't be seeing my mother different than Supriya at present. They both are same as far as motherhood goes. And that's it. There ends the matter. So for me, Supriya becomes like a mother. And that's it, over. So there's nothing to argue or do whatever it is. And that's it. So if I take it that way, I'm really following the Dhamma, because that's the nature of a mother. So I am respecting the mother to begin with. Then I have respect to the father, because he's taking care of me, he's teaching me. And the next teacher is the actual teacher who teaches me everything else other than what my parents can teach. So, in that way, like this, irrespective whether they love me, they hate me, they do whatever, that's secondary. So, it would be the same. Then comes everyone else in that, including friends. And if you've seen that Metta Sutta, it says Aham Ave Rohami. After that, what happens? Mama Mata Pitu Acharya cha Nyati Mita cha Sabbrahmacharino cha Avera Hontu Abhyapaja Hontu Aniga Hontu Sukhi Attanam Pariharantu. That means you're starting with your mother, father, teacher, relatives, friends, in that, right? Because we are indebted to everyone, but the highest debt is for the parents, and the next debt is for the teacher. So if I consider every woman in my life as my mother, then it cuts me off from coming into the womb existence again. And hence I do that. As simple as that. Every time I imagine a woman, it's like asking, give me a chance to come back again. What stupid thing is that? So you cut off Kamachanda. Yes, Daddy. I think I need to live at 10, which is 3 minutes away. Yes.
Okay. No, I was just thinking this relationship, because like the screenshot you share, this Arogya Paramam Lava, right? So the parent give you the freedom from disease, health, and all the bodily things, but Dhamma, the teacher, give you the Santutti Paramam, Dhanam, right?
Santutti Paramam.
Santutti, yeah. So you get the peace from the teacher, and you get the body from the parent. Both are
No,
required.
the teacher is the third one. Vissasa Paramo Natho.
Oh,
So
okay.
the confidence you get, which is the Natha. Natha means one who can take care of you. Refuge. Nibbanam Paramam Sukham. So the teacher helps you in getting into Nibbana.
Yeah, but the contentment is the second one. The contentment is the Dhamma that give you the contentment, right?
Exactly.
You get it from the teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the last word I would like to use is in the Karani Metta Sutta, it says, Mata yata niyam puttam ayusa eka puttam anurakhi evam pisabha bhutesu mana sambhavaye aparimanam. So this is the attitude I need to develop as a teacher to everyone, not being partial. So for me, everyone, be it a male or female, shouldn't make any difference. They're taking time of me, they're not taking time of me, I'm spending 10 hours with one person, doesn't matter. And hence, when Bobby asks me, I'm the same. When Supriya asks me, I'm the same. When Chirag asks me, I'm the same. When you ask me, in your 5 years, have I ever ducked your call or saying that, look, I don't want to meet? Have I ever told you? And I would never do that. Because for me, everybody is like a parent and a child, a mother and a child. That has caught in me, and I'm never going to compromise on that. It can be anyone, it doesn't matter. There's Bobby, Marin, Janak, his wife, and Shreyas, and this and that, or whatever, whoever newcomers who have come, who keep on calling me. I don't say no to anyone because I can't as a teacher. For me, everyone's fun. Exactly. So I'm not going to either feel envious of that student saying that, oh, he has got something, I have not got it. So how can that be? No, I'm very good. Yeah, very good. You got it. Excellent. Even I might not have got it myself, but I take that mudita, that appreciative joy. Ah, he got it. He's relieved. So nice. That's what it makes, rather than this lousy thing. You pay me $100 or $5 or $100, which looks really insane. You know what? How does it matter whether you should give or not give? What stupid thing would be, right? So makes no sense. Makes nonsense of that sense. So like that. So basically, we need to see this. And when you see this, you are going from light to light or darkness to light, which then cuts you off from coming into the womb existence again. And when I'm meeting so many mothers in next 2 weeks from today, it's such a amazing feeling for me that at once I'm seeing 50 plus mothers, young mothers, old mothers, all kind of mothers. Wow. So I don't require any further womb at all because I'm seeing so many womb right now who are going to meet me. It's overwhelming. I've never seen so many mothers in my life, and I'm getting that opportunity just on 8th of September. I feel so happy. Thank you. Okay, so let's meet tomorrow again. Sorry, Chirag. I said tomorrow and day after tomorrow I'm not there. I'm taking Shreyas to that new place for meditation. So then Sunday, again we are going there. So Sunday we can meet. I don't think so. I think better on Monday. Monday we can meet again on the next sections. So Chirag, I think you have set a bond with this sutta. So till this is completed, you can't escape. Okay, all right. Good day. Yeah, I'm also getting some tears. Okay, thanks. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.